Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by K&N, the world's best air filter. No shortage of working tires out here in this style of racing, and especially tonight, tires will be everything. The 44 car, Earl Pearson Jr., the 11 car, Steve Francis on the outside. Both guys with literally hundreds of feature wins trying to scrap their way back up into the top 5.
So working lap number 20 right now is 19 are in the books. On board for the first time, courtesy of E3 with the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens, former winner of this event, currently running in that 13th spot. I think he's got one hand going.
Absolutely, off the throttle for a long time there, and you can see how smooth it was, just rotating, counter steering a little bit there with the left hand, and nice and smooth, man. Did a really nice job. Here he comes underneath Josh Richards. That's the 20 car down low, trying to get some bite.
Yeah, Jimmy Owens right now third in Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points, going side by side with Kid Rocket. We mentioned the Ralph Latham Memorial earlier. Owens won it earlier this year.
Here is the battle for the lead, the 71 car. The real deal, Don O'Neill trying to get past the 77 car of Joe Arms right down on the bottom, trying to get some bite. Does he have enough? Pulls up beside him. Looks like he's going to go in ahead of him right there at the entry of the turn. Hold on, baby. Lapper right in front of him. It's good stuff early on.
Well, you can see O'Neill slamming on the brakes there so he doesn't get into the 77 of Joe Arms. So showing a little bit of respect, but now he clears him. And Jerry Rice pulls into the infield, one of the locals here at this racetrack. We are still clean and green. Slide Job City for the lead.
That's it. Had plenty of room that time. Goes up high. Can he get a run that he needs? Yes, he will cross first across the stripe, and right back down on the bottom comes Arms.
Great battle for the lead. Of course, Don O'Neill, no stranger to winning big events. A three-time winner of the Jackson 100. 12 career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series wins, and he's got his work cut out for him. He got by the 77, but these lap cars were giving Arms some fits.
The 44 car, Earl Pearson Jr., now trying to get past the 31 car of Skip Arp. And then, of course, just ahead of him, Scott Bloomquist.
Yeah, and right behind him, a great battle for 8th. Dale McDowell, the 17M, and, of course, the Kentucky Colonel, Steve Francis, in the 11. They're starting to heat up a 3-car battle for the 5th spot. Bloomquist, Arp, and the 44 of Earl Pearson Jr.
And, of course, Bloomquist and Jr. keep talking about those two guys because that's number 1 and number 2 in the points as we look at Earl Pearson Jr.
Yeah, they're going at it for 6th spot. If we throw Bloomquist in there, racing for 5th.
And we've always said Earl Pearson Jr. should be named Mr. Consistency, but if anybody should have taken that away from him, it has to be Bloomquist here this year.
Yeah, getting on board with EPJ, currently running in that 7th position. Yeah, Bloomquist, no wins, 13 top 5s, 20 top 10s. It's no secret that he wants to win this title. He's talked about points racing. He's trying to be consistent. He wants to win. Obviously, 50 grand up for grabs, but a good points night to him is just as good as a win.
Yeah, and that's a guy that has never won less than 7 events in a season since the start of his career. Only has 2 wins so far this year, none of them in this series. So Scott Bloomquist, hoping he can get up on the wheel, but he's already talked to us a couple times and said, man, I want to win this championship.
There is Earl Pearson Jr. now to the inside of Skip Arp. Bloomquist and Arp running the top shelf, EPJ down low. And it looks like that bottom lane is coming in. I mean, if you hit it perfect right there underneath the black, you get a lot of drive off the corner. And
I guarantee you, if anybody can hit it perfect, it will be the 44 car. It's more laps down the bottom of this track than anybody. But now, I think reading your mind or listening to the broadcast has to be Bloomquist because he went right down in there.
Out the back, courtesy of Super Clean on Dale McDowell's. Oh, looks like caution will come out here on lap 31. And it is Will the Thrill. Will Vaught in the 1V brings out the caution here in tonight's North-South 100.
Your E3 Sparkplugs top 5 is as follows. Don O'Neill, Joe Arms, Steve Shaver. Come on back. $50,000 up for grabs for the Sunoco North-South 100. You're watching the Lucas Oil Motorsports Hour, brought to you by General Tire, the official tire of living on the edge. Speaking of living on the edge, you can see there the crew members working on Scott James' car a little bit earlier, trying to get that one straightened out. The Delaware double file restart is what they do here at the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. It always provides for some excitement. Woo! A little dominoes action right there.
Yeah, we almost had a little too much excitement for your leader, Don O'Neill, as the green flag is back out, working lap 33 of 100 here tonight at Florence Speedway.
2 trying to go 3 wide back in there. It gets pretty tight for that. Oh, man. It's a good thing these things have those big old shovel noses on them. They just kind of slide right underneath the rear end without making any contact.
On board with Earl Pearson Jr. And look at that. He's on the outside part of the racetrack trying to make a liar out of us.
Joe Arms down there on the bottom. Former leader of the race, the 77 car, going backwards now.
I don't know if the handle went away on that thing. Is that, look, he's pretty loose through the corners, meaning the right rear wants to step out on him. Can't get any traction. Battle for that second spot. That is Steve Shaver, and of course the 0 of Scott Bloomquist.
We talked about it before. Steve has won this event a couple of times. He knows how to get it done. And you talk about him falling back. You know, he was out front. Maybe he got a little heat in those tires, maybe sealed over the tires. When these caution flags come out, his tires do some weird stuff.
Now Scott Bloomquist working that low line as we go up to the 71C car. That is R.J. Conley.
We saw R.J. doing pretty well earlier on as he brought home a win inside of heat race number 3.
And we see that white and blue 28M. That is Jimmy Mars. Mars started pretty deep in the field, back inside road number 8. And he is working his way to the front. Some pretty big veterans right there with Jimmy Owens in the 20, Billy Moyer in the 21, and Mars in that 28.
Jimmy Mars starting in the 15th spot, as you indicated. So, yeah, having a pretty nice run here as it seems like the car's coming to him a bit. But, yeah, he's got some big dogs right there in front of him that he has to get around. The Iceman cometh.
Yeah, well, he cometh last week, won $50,000 at the USA Nationals at Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond, Wisconsin. Trying to make it 100K within 7 days.
Back-to-back 50-granders, that would be quite the accomplishment, especially in a field like this. Don O'Neill right now, though, is the class of the field, man. He is checked out a full straightaway ahead.
And you can see running right through the middle of the racetrack. This thing could lay some rubber down. Obviously, it's very slick right now, slick and smooth. Up on top, we saw a few bumps. Those guys running the top shelf up there where Bloomquist is. But pretty much a slick and smooth racetrack, so it could get faster if these guys lay some rubber down.
It's not too much Scott Bloomquist hasn't won at some point in time inside of his career. Battling for second right now is Steve Shaver. Down low, trying to find something. You just lose so much momentum down there, and you really have to check up to get around there and not wash up into the slick stuff. Another onboard shot with it.
Another day at the office for Scott Bloomquist in that 0 car. Nice, cool, calm, collected driver behind the wheel. Steve Shaver, you mentioned, 2-time winner of this event. Of course, he won it back in 2004 and 2006. In a good spot to win it here tonight as well.
He definitely has a long race package that he puts inside of this car, and if it stays green for a long time, he will be somebody to deal with, and we can see that happening now. He just starts creeping up on people, and he's going high, he's going low, keeping the pressure on, looking for a place that Shaver does not want to go. Helmet stop right there for Jimmy Owens.
Yeah,
imagine your head. I mean, your neck gets tired, dude. You know, when you go around here, you're pretty much in a turn all the time, or at least what feels like all the time. So those neck muscles get tired. So once in a while, them guys will need a stop over there to hold that helmet up.
Jimmy Mars on the inside, Billy Moyer on the outside. Moyer in the 21, known as Mr. Smooth.